Alright, so in this video we're going to learn how to find the missing angle of right triangles when we're given the length of two sides of that triangle. And the way we're going to do that, we're going to use our trig ratios. So if you're not familiar with how to use the trig ratios, please see my video on trigonometric ratios. Alright, and you can also use trig ratios to find the lengths of missing sides of right triangles if you're given an angle and a side. But in this case, we're finding the angle, so we're going to use what is called inverse trig, and you'll get to see exactly how we do that once I get into the problem. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is identify your angle. So my angle is here, and I have my opposite side. So we're identifying our sides. So we have opposite that angle, and then we have the adjacent side to our given angle. What trig function uses opposite and adjacent? That is sine. So we're going to set it up as an equation. Sine of x, because we don't know what the angle is opposite over adjacent. Alright, and why am I putting opposite over adjacent? Sine of x is 23 over 24. Alright, so we will use our inverse trig function to find an angle. So it would actually look like this. So your calculator right above your sine key, you should see something that looks like this. That stands for inverse trig. And I'm going to show you exactly how to put it in your calculator. I'm going to show you two different calculators. The first one I'm going to show you is the TI-30XA, because that is the calculator that my district uses, and then I'm going to show you using another calculator that you may use. Alright, so the way you would type it in, you would put in your fraction, 23 divided by 24. So whatever your fraction is, put that in, and then you hit equals. So 23 divided by 24 equals, and you should get 0.958, like that. Alright, and then you will hit the second key, and then whatever your trig function is. So in this case, since I'm using sine, I'm going to hit second sine, and that gives me 73.40. So in this case, not 0, 73.4. That is the measure of this angle. It is 73.4, and that is exactly how you would put it in your calculator. If you have a Casio, right, a little easier to work with. This one has shift, so in each calculator, shift and second has the same function. So I'm just going to hit shift sine, and as you can see, that -1 actually pops up there. And then I'm going to just put parentheses with my fraction in parentheses. Now you can see the fraction is in parentheses, and then you will hit equals. And as you can see, you get the same thing. Alright, so either way, you're going to get the same answer. So just make sure you kind of practice with your calculator with these. Alright, so we found our first one. Let's try this one here. Alright, yeah. There we go. Alright, so we have our angle, we have our opposite side, and we have our adjacent side. So what trig function uses opposite and adjacent? That is tangent. So just draw a little line of demarcation here. Tangent of x is equal to opposite, which is 10, over adjacent, which is 13. Inverse trig. We will type it in, 10 divided by 13, and equals. So I'm going to do that. 10 divided by 13 equals. And then I'm going to hit second, 10. And that is 37.6. So my x is 37.6 degrees. So in this case, the measure of this angle is 37.6 degrees. All right. So we've used our trig ratios to find the missing angle. So remember, if you're finding the side length of a triangle, you just simply use your trig function. But whenever you're trying to find your angle, that is when you always use your inverse trig function. All right. So we've solved these two problems by finding the missing angle using trig. And I want to thank you for learning with me.